The time is 4:13 p.m., August 15th, 2025. The terrorism here, they leave you on your side with your jaw on the floor. Terrorism here has not stopped. What I've witnessed since I woke up, I cannot say one word. I am still trapped, destitute, with no hope in life. I'm still trapped, waiting for any random law enforcement officer or city mental health official to come in here, cuff me, and tell me I imagined every day of my life since I was born and that nothing ever happened inside of 1509 S Street Northwest. I am allowed to say the stockpiling of chemical weapons, lethal gases, is going like never before. What I am a direct witness to and what I have suffered and physically survived is what you call, by definition, chemical weapons warfare. It's an atrocity that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are 100% guilty of. The other world leaders who are responsible and should be hung and should be arrested and should be confronted and should be prosecuted for that are the Saudi Arabian royal family members with their governments. That's their defense minister and other individuals out of the country of Saudi Arabia. To this day, these people, this entire group of individuals I have just stated, do nothing but go on TV. The flat screen TVs are a venue, an avenue for WMDs. Those WMDs, they rely on the country of India to send off and shoot off. It's also through vessels within our oceans. Okay? Last night, before the summit, there was chemical weapons warfare on S Street and physical combat. That's in the sky with helicopters, that's with drones. I've witnessed it all here. That's with humans on the ground. That prevented Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, and you can really blame Saudi Arabia for this. Saudi Arabia is desperate for this to happen. It was a major weapons WMD out of the Pentagon attack on my country, on the U.S. sovereign territory, on our U.S. soil. They didn't really want to do this summit that everybody's viewing on television. Every single last headline that any of you out there were reading about the summit, endless fucking Russians and Americans, which the whole world is so sick of. I can only figure you feel like I do. No more Russian people, please, and no more Americans. Do the rest of the world a favor. I am so sick of Russians and Americans that these people better be worried. Okay. Any little Russians and any little Americans better be worried with my deep, profound hatred towards you. Mark my words. Before I die and leave this earth, there will be nothing left of Russia or the United States. Mark my words, Saudi Arabian royal family. Mark my words. Do whatever you want with your law enforcement and every other single last U.S. official and Washington, D.C. official that you can round up for your Saudi Arabian Muslim terrorist call. Do whatever you want. By the time I am dead and have left this earth, there will be nothing left of Moscow, cities in Russia, little Russian people, New York City, Chicago, LA, little Texans, little Oklahomans, or any little Americans, and this is nothing to laugh at. This is my dying last breath I will take. Little Russians and little Americans are going with me. The rest of the world can finally be at peace. Because there was no major massive attack organized and planned by Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, that was last night. It was the due date, the set time. They went to their summit. They're on TV once again. Nobody on the planet Earth, the entire world, wants to see any more Americans or any more Russians on television. What the Russian government, this is going back to Lenin, this is going back to Stalin, this is going back to the revolutionary wars of Russia. What the Russian government has allowed their people and their country to turn into is a whore and a disgrace. You've allowed your country to become a whole bunch of Venezuelan pimps with silk shirts, a whole bunch of Mexican drug cartel with their burrito trucks, and you've allowed your country to become a whole bunch of sand N-words with the rags on their head. You take orders from these men who pimp, rape, and sexually abuse all your little white Russian women, and you have no idea what communism and Marxism even is. What Russia has become is a nightmare and a disgrace. You're exactly like the Americans, and you do nothing but go on television like the drug addicts that you are. Every one of you smoke drugs, shoot drugs, snort drugs, chop up bodies, and then you run to your American friends who I can testify eat the dead bodies that they chop up. The day that there are no more Russians and no more Americans will be the day I can finally die and rest. And if that's all I do on this planet, then that's what I did. At least I rid the earth of these humans. Lavrov, if it wasn't for my creator, I'd be damning you to hell. Lavrov, you have to live with yourself for endlessly going on TV with the sickest men in the Middle East in modern history. And there you are again, Lavrov, with the white ones that destroyed and decimated Stalin and Lenin's blood that they died for in Russia. I'm surprised, Lavrov, that my creator says anything good about you. As far as I'm concerned, you better run the other way from me. You're another Russian, just like an American, who I will see leave this planet if that's the last thing I do on Earth. Once that is done, there is nobody to protect the Saudi royals, Lavrov. You won't have any more TV to go on over there. The IEDs, the dead bodies, the desecration of dead bodies, chopping them up is what I mean, has not ever even at the slightest bit stopped on S Street. Yes, I'm a witness. Witnessing is witnessing. There's been incredible terrorism that I sit here around the clock and do nothing but keep watching and watching and watching it all go on and on. My problem is with the countries of North Korea and China and countries that I do know do not support terrorism. What has become of your countries is what has become of the country of Israel. It has been 8 years since Donald Trump initially attacked Israel and the United States and China with Putin. And the military knows that. There's nothing I need to educate them on this subject. What has become of this, and what you should, if you want my opinion, hang Lavrov for, along with any other government officials, is this. Young children have grown into adults. They're adults now. It's been 8 years. There's no leaders that can tell the truth, that can say this is wrong, you can't eat dead bodies, you can't fry them up, you can't light up backyards where it's just engulfing a good half city block of charred up dead bodies. You can't be eating them. You can't be chopping up bodies in no houses, folks. It is incredibly violent and incredibly illegal. You can't be using stockpiling chemical poisons like just today. Just today, I went downstairs and I almost had to stop everything I was doing, race back up. We know how it affects me. It's non-stop from morning to night. 1 a.m., that time I reported the 1 a.m. is constant here. It burst out hours at a time. It won't stop for hours and hours and hours. 2-3 hours just goes and goes. There's like 10-minute break of utter and complete indescribable chemical freaking warfare here. And what do your leaders do? They just go right back on TV. So this is what I'm saying to any countries that might be in opposition of just the most indescribable in modern history, violent, guttural, horrific, violent terrorism. Anything goes. In fact, you can fry them up and chew it up and eat the arm and leg of the person that you just chopped up. Violent terrorism that I have witnessed. Gwendolyn Ball carrying around chopped up liver or something. I know what I saw because I watched it for at least 15 minutes doing it. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't film it. Little Russians and little Americans, you're going to leave the planet. And all you'll be remembered for is your freaking TV. And all you'll be remembered for is how you watched yourselves on TV before you finally all died. If it's the last thing I do and the last breath I take, I will remove the Russian people and the American people off of this earth. Because of these countries like Israel are just finished. You have to bomb Israel now. You've got a massive amount of American Jewish people there who have turned your women into practicing prostitutes. They don't wear shirts. They run around. They think they're Americans there. This is a holy part of the world. Then they turn around with their Jewish pimp and they celebrate Easter. And you know what I'm saying? I'm literally saying what is literally happening. You got your Jewish American hookers not wearing any shirts, running around with their Jewish pimps in Israel with a whole bunch of holy sites, attacking the country of Israel, and then turning around and celebrating Easter. And you heard me right. You heard me twice. And that's what your country has turned into. You need to take strikes out on your own country. You need to clean up Israel in a big, big, big way. What I'm concerned is happening to other countries such as China, North Korea, because this has gone on for 8 entire years, is that the people in your society, the people in your China society, your civilizations, you got the picture, okay? They've turned from being 10 to 18 years old. They have no leadership. They have no idea of what is right, what is wrong. Oh, this is okay. It's always on TV. Oh, this is okay. It's always on the internet. It's just a little bit of cannibalism. It's just a city block in the middle of Washington, D.C. It's just a little bit of cannibalism. Oh, this is okay. It's just a little bit of anal sex that my sister is having. She's just selling her rear end, her butt. She's giving out anal sex for $50 a pop. It's just a little bit of anal sex. Oh, this is okay. She's just sort of kind of a prostitute. It's okay. Well, after 8 years, your societies are in the gutter now. You got Jewish American women, it's primarily the Americans, running loose in Israel with their Jewish pimps, turning around and celebrating Easter. It's so bad you need to do something about Israel, and it's not just a small event. You need to literally blow up major cities there or just kiss it goodbye. There's nothing I need to tell the IDF about this. And I have nothing nice to say to any of you who might hear this. Because of the United States, because of these lovely Russian people and these lovely American people, your country, Israel, is basically destroyed. You know who to blame. If you want to try to save your country, you need to blow your country up, IDF. And I suggest you get rid of your American Jewish hookers and pimps. In China and other countries where they're trying to maintain a civilized society, it's really getting hard to do that. The longer you have these major superpowers for 8 years that have normalized, sanctioned, and condoned the most heinous violence. On top of that, it's all based off white supremacy. So what you have done, this is why leaders need to be prosecuted and just given the death sentence. You have led masses of people in your populations completely astray, and now they're all in the gutter. And it's been almost 10 years, and I don't know how you can help them. I don't know what your fucking plan is. You know what? And I don't care. The only thing I care about today, and will never change on this, and you'll never hear anything else from me. I want Russian people dead. I want Americans dead. And I want them dead in a way that no one will ever forget. I don't want to see Moscow anymore. I want Lavrov dead. He better fucking run and hide. I want every one of you motherfuckers in Russia dead, and I will have it done. And I want the United States in pebbles, crumbles, and rocks, like I have said since you ever heard me. I want every city, town, and village in the United States decimated and bombed and gutted. And I will have it happen no matter what your little law enforcement does to me here, what your little National Guard does to me here, as every one of you down the street by the Capitol building and by the White House come here and try to fight for cannibals. You go ahead and you tell me I imagined every day of my life since I was born. You go ahead and tell me how great Russian and American people are. And I vow to you this, no matter what you do to me on earth, by the time I am dead, your Americans and your Russians will be dead with me. And it will be in the tens of the millions. Goodbye.